What's up, everybody? This is Justin White with Justin White's Movie Time, and first video. I am super excited and super nervous, but I'm also super excited that you guys are here to be on this journey with me, and I'm excited to see where this goes. I really am. So thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this. I really appreciate it. So with that out of the way, I figure with Matrix Resurrections, I believe is the name of it, coming out in about a month or two, we could talk about a movie that I personally never really cared for. You guys are probably going to be surprised I never cared for it, but this is the breaks. That is The Matrix. That's right. Never cared for this movie. And I understand what you guys are going to say. You're going to be like, Justin, this is like the greatest movie of all time. What are you talking about? Or you guys are going to be like, Justin, why are you being a hipster bitch right now? Why can't you just have fun? And I can't do it. I just can't. I think the movie looks amazing, especially for 1999. Like, the CGI is incredible. But the writing is pretentious. The writing is basic. The writing is bad. And I truly believe that the Wachowskis think they're these phenomenal writers and that they kind of put themselves on a pedestal, but it's such surface level crap that I can't in good conscience say it's good. For example, the idea that our reality isn't a real reality has been done to death. Trust me, I'm a huge sci-fi nerd. I love sci-fi novels, movies, video games. And believe me when I'm telling you, it's been ran into the ground. Hell, especially in movies, you look at Dark City, which I believe came out a year or two before The Matrix did. It did that idea so much better, so more maturely. And it's just a phenomenal movie. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. You'll get the parallels that I'm talking about better than I could ever explain. Although, if you guys want, I can make a video trying to explain it. But yeah, no, I don't care for The Matrix. Before we get into that, though, there are two things I feel like I need to bring up. One of which being, this is strictly my opinion. If you can watch this movie and enjoy it and have a fun time watching it, that is awesome, and I am so happy for you. I just can't enjoy it. That's me. And two, I understand that the Wachowski sisters came out and said that this movie is a trans allegory, and I think that is incredible. I think that's amazing. And I'm super happy for my trans friends and for the trans community as a whole that they have a movie that can resonate with them, understand them, and they can relate to. However, I am not a part of that community. Therefore, I cannot look at that movie through that lens. I can only look at it through the point of view of a cisgendered male, myself. So, believe me when I say I mean no disrespect to the trans allegory or to trans people enjoying the movie for that reason. That is not my intention with this video. I'm just here to crack jokes and have a good time, hopefully make you guys laugh. So, thank you. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into it. The Matrix, it's movie time. So we start off the beginning of the movie with, wait a minute. This isn't right. This isn't right. All right, now I got my shades, I got my leather, because you can't be in the Matrix without leather. Now, let's get into it. The Matrix, it's movie time. So we start off the movie with Trinity watching Neo in the Matrix, right? And we get that really awesome shot of Trinity kicking the cop, which is going to be spoofed and replicated in movies for years to come. But that also brings me to my very first problem with the movie. When I'm 3 minutes in, I already got my first problem. Why exactly is Trinity in the Matrix to watch Neo? It's established later on in the movie that you do not need to be in the Matrix to watch somebody in the Matrix. So why she's there makes no sense. Is she there so we can get an awesome fight scene? Cool, the fight scene's awesome, but in the context of the story, that makes no sense. So we get that cool fight scene, we get the chase scene. We're now introduced to Neo. And first, I think Keanu Reeves is an awesome person. I think he is very genuine. He seems nice. He seems like one of the best things to come out of Hollywood in recent memory. But that charisma and that genuineness, that's not a real word, does not translate well into film. I think he's stale. I think he has some of the most boring acting that I've ever seen in an A-list actor. I genuinely think the only reason he's so good in John Wick is that he's kind of supposed to be this emotionless killer. And if there's anyone that can do emotionless, it's Keanu Reeves. But enough dogging on him. Then we get this really awkward exchange between Neo and this guy, where this guy calls Neo his own personal Jesus. And it's just, wow, awesome. Thanks for taking away all the subtlety and just coming right out and saying this is a Jesus metaphor. How do you explain that one, Wachowskis? So Neo gets invited to this club. He goes to the club because he's supposed to find the White Rabbit. He finds Trinity with the White Rabbit tattoo. And once you realize that this is a Jesus metaphor, you realize that Trinity's name is just the Holy Trinity. Another biblical reference referring to Neo, Trinity, and Morpheus. Wow. So deep. So we follow that scene up with Neo going to his job the next day, and his boss is just like, hey, let's beat over the audience's heads, more obvious foreshadowing, and saying shit like, somehow you feel like the rules don't apply to you. You're going to have to make a choice. This is not clever foreshadowing. This is shouting into a megaphone what's gonna happen 10 minutes from now. It's not deep at all. So after that, Neo goes back to his cubicle. He gets that cell phone, Morpheus calls him, sees the agents are after him, and, Morpheus directing him to get out of there, right? Gets to the scaffolding, decides he can't do it, and because Neo's just a big old bitch. So he turns himself in. And here's another problem. That's just weird writing. So when Neo is getting put into the car, Trinity is on a motorcycle, literally right in front of the car. And Agent Smith looks directly at her, yet doesn't do anything. And you can tell it's implied that he didn't notice her, but why didn't he notice her? Why didn't he realize it was her? She was wearing loud-ass leather, louder than this. The hell was that? Was there a glitch in the programming or something? Why did my voice get high-pitched? So the agents take Neo in, right? And they start questioning him because they think that Neo can lead them to Morpheus. And at this point, I'm not too sure. Are we sure Neo isn't the lifeless computer program? Because he is so dead-eyed that I'm falling asleep whenever he starts talking. I mean, at least Agent Smith, Hugo Weaving, is over here with his lips puckered, like ready to kiss Neo. But Neo don't want to kiss. So what does Agent Smith do? He gets rid of Neo's mouth because, god damn it, if Agent Smith can't kiss Neo, no one can. So what actually happens is they plant a bug in Neo to lead them to Morpheus, because again, that's what they want. Flash forward a bit to Neo and Trinity meeting up. Trinity rips the fucking bug out of Neo's stomach, and Neo don't even so much as say ow. He's just kind of like, Jesus Christ, that thing is real. But that's about it. That's all he does. That's all he gives. And so now they meet Morpheus, right? Another famous scene. Morpheus tells Neo, yo, you take the red pill, you take the blue pill. Neo takes the red pill. While they're getting Neo out, we get that really cool shot with the mirror. Again, for 1999, the CGI with that mirror scene, and hell, even the scene with the machine after Neo gets out of the pod, it's so good. Like, I'm so impressed with the CGI. Like, again, I can give the Wachowskis as much hate on their writing as I can possibly give. And I can. The movie looks amazing, and I can never discredit the Wachowskis for their visuals. I think they look amazing. After Neo gets acupunctured like a motherfucker, which, honestly don't look that too bad. Can I get out of the Matrix? I want that acupuncture job. Please? It's time for Neo to understand what the Matrix is, right? So Morpheus puts him in, explains everything, and we get this really awkward shot of New York. Oh boy. So that didn't age well at all. Moving on. So Neo gets the deets. Fast forward a little bit. Now it's time for him to learn how to fight so he can be a badass in the Matrix, right? We get this really infamous line. You all know what it's gonna be. I know Kung Fu. He's really channeling that inner Bill and Ted, isn't he? God damn it. All jokes aside, the fight scene between Neo and Morpheus is actually pretty sick. I love it. It's pretty fun. So after Neo gets that ass spanked by Morpheus, he then tries to teach Neo about how there are no limitations in the Matrix. And, they do that iconic jump from building to building. And Neo, again, channeling that inner Bill and Ted. Whoa. Bravo, Keanu. Fuck, I love you. So Neo tries to jump from building to building, but he can't do it because, again, this is big old bitch baby Neo that we're talking about here. So he falls like Eminem in a 90s music video. And oh my God, is it funny. Does anybody actually look good in sunglasses? I mean, I know there's like 30 to 40-year-old dads that think they look amazing in sunglasses, but does anybody actually look good wearing sunglasses? I don't think so. Fucking, I'm not wearing these anymore. Back to the review. So now it's time for Neo to go meet the Oracle. And I'm not gonna lie, guys. I watched this scene like 2 or 3 times, and they never like straight up explain what the Oracle is, which I think is really fucking weird considering the Wachowskis kind of over-explain everything. Yet when it comes to this one singular thing, they can't explain shit. It's almost like they couldn't explain what the Oracle is. Now we get who I unironically think the best character in the movie is, and that's Cypher. I don't know why the Wachowskis decided to pour all of their creative writing into this one character, but, beggars can't be choosers. And I mean this, his motivations are clear. They're very relatable when you stop and think about what it means to be unplugged from the Matrix, from this way of life that you've known for so long. And he's a very sympathetic character, at least in my opinion. I think that scene where he's saying, ignorance is bliss, that's such a well-acted scene and such a well-written scene that it's amazing. Granted, it helps that Joe Pantoliano, I'm so sorry, Joe, for screwing up your last name. I barely passed English in high school, okay? He's a fantastic actor. I think he gives the best performance in this entire movie, and I really enjoyed the character Cypher. It sucks that he died. Okay, so with that out of the way, we get that, that really cool there is no spoon scene, and I gotta admit, I think it's a very well done scene. I think it's like the right level of like philosophical and explaining, where I think it does the explanation of the Matrix and what you can do in it so much better than what Morpheus was trying to do. Granted, the kid actor does make the kid from The Phantom Menace look like Leonardo DiCaprio by comparison, but it's still a good scene. So Neo goes to see the Oracle. Oracle tells him he's not the one, then tells him to get the fuck out because she's got better things to do than fall asleep to Keanu, who's lying reading. And really, like, the middle half of this movie really isn't that bad. Like, I mean, yes, the acting is stilted, but once you get past that, you actually get pretty cool suspenseful moment in the warehouse. You get that awesome fight scene between Morpheus and Agent Smith. You get Cypher's betrayal. Middle chunk of the movie, actually pretty good. Again, besides the acting. So I really have no complaints there. But don't get me wrong, you still get some terrible acting, like when Trinity is like, "God damn you, Cypher," and it's like, chill out, Trinity, you almost emoted there. So Agent Smith ends up taking Morpheus, and I guess Agent Smith's plan is to bore Morpheus to death in order to get the codes to Zion with, philosophical speeches and whatnot, just because we haven't had enough philosophical speeches yet. But we ain't got time for that, because Neo and Trinity got to get back into the Matrix to save Morpheus from the agents. So they need a lot of guns, trench coats, and they need to walk into a building looking like school shooters. And I know that joke is not funny, and I know the movie came out in 1999 before, like, school shootings were making headlines almost every other fucking day. But in today's political climate, does not age well, does not look well. It's not a good look. So Neo and Trinity, they shoot up a bunch of innocent security guards, and they go to the roof of the building. jokes aside, really cool gunfight scene. You got the flippies, you got the slow-mo, got bullets. Pretty cool. I'm chill with that. Fast forward to the roof of the building. Neo does that iconic Matrix while the agent shoots at him, but Neo ends up still falling. Trinity manages to shoot the agent, which I always found weird because wasn't the whole point was that like no one's ever killed an agent? Like, wasn't that kind of their big thing? What, because the gun was at point blank? Like, are you telling me Trinity is the very first person to ever catch an agent by surprise like that? I doubt it. But again, lazy writing, fun action scene, moving on. So obviously they rescue Morpheus. They get to the payphone. Morpheus gets out. And Trinity all of a sudden decides to talk about her relationship and what the Oracle said. Like, bitch, can you not wait until we are out of the Matrix and we're not getting chased by fucking Red Skull? Please? So of course Neo ends up getting trapped with Agent Smith. They get that fight scene. And when I watched the movie, I realized that the choreography for this movie is incredible. I think all the actors did a really good job with the choreography and everything like that. It's very well done visually. It's just, it's hard to get invested to it on an emotional level because you just don't give a shit about any of the characters. So Neo gets some distance from Smith, and we honestly get this really funny chase scene where the agents just keep like taking over the bodies of different people, and it's hilarious. Like, one of the agents takes over this poor little girl's mom while they're getting groceries and shit. Another agent takes over this woman's body who's like in the middle of cooking for her family and like chucks a knife at Neo. It's amazing, and I busted out laughing watching it. I loved it. So Neo gets murked by Smith. Trinity decides that all of a sudden she loves Neo, and Neo can't die because the Oracle said that she would fall in love with the One. And I've waited until now to bring this up, but there is absolutely no chemistry between Trinity and Neo. They have no scenes of an emotional bond. Literally, the talking between them two is nothing but exposition, and it just kind of comes out of nowhere. Why the Wachowskis decide to throw in this very forced love interest without establishing them on any sort of romantic level is astonishing, and it makes no sense to me. So through the power of love magic, Neo gets up. He's the one. He flies into Agent Smith's tum-tum, blows him up. The other agents leave. Neo gets out, and boom, Neo wins. Then at the very end of the movie, we get this really random scene of Neo talking to the machines, I guess. They don't really explain who he's talking to, and it's honestly kind of confusing. But the movie does end with a song by Rage Against the Machine, and any movie that ends with Rage Against the Machine gets like 5% better. And so that's it. That's The Matrix. I think visually it looks amazing, but the writing is pretentious and stilted. The acting is boring, and on an emotional level, I can't get into it. And so yeah, that's my discussion of The Matrix. Honestly, I'd give it a solid 4 out of 10 objectively speaking. Personally, I give it a 2 out of 10, but I'm trying to look at this with as open of a mind as I can. But yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. And that concludes my first video. Thank you so much for watching this. I greatly appreciate it. And again, I know I said this at the beginning, but I'm excited to see where this journey takes us. If you like the video, if you want to support me, if you want to watch me grow, because I plan on doing a bunch of different recording styles to find out what works best for me, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, notifications on, so you get notified whenever I upload a video. That'd be sweet. Again, thank you so much for watching. Have a fantastic day. And just remember, I am super proud of you for waking up today and being alive. You are an awesome person, and I love you. Thank you.